Oh, good morning, good morning. It's quite interesting here. Gold is up 0.30-40%. But you know, like we've been seeing gold sell off a lot, so we just gotta monitor this. Same thing like yesterday. Remember how we get these sell-offs happen? We get that pullback first up and then it usually sells off. But we'll keep monitoring this because it doesn't strictly have to always do that. We could start moving up any time as well. See how that daily looks. Alright, so we're still kind of respecting that 4,000 psychological mark area down over here. Hey, we got pretty nice range on the daily to move up. Maybe we could end off the week with a couple of bullish candles here for Thursday, Friday. So I'm considering a buy above here. I want to see how this thing's just going to set up a bit more. Boom, boom. Little fakey below there. Support. Would be nice if we get a few more candlesticks close within this range. Right over here. And then get like a buy above resistance. Expecting price to continue to move up with the bullish momentum that we can currently see in the market. Right over here. So I don't be selling just yet. This is still in play. The market just can't move in one direction forever. So sometimes it's got to create like some pullback, some structure. So let's see if we can get like a continuation play here. I do want to see a tighter stop though. I'm trying to get my stop loss a bit tighter. See how that 5 minute looks. Oh, we got some speed bumps to get through there on the 5 minute. Yeah, this is purely volume based entry here. We got the 15 minute SMA in our favor. We just broke above the 5 minute SMA. It's got a new 5 minute candlestick open. It might do like a small little break and retest off that 8 SMA right there. We'll see how it moves up. I don't mind more structure, Goldie. I really don't. Take your time. Take your time. Yeah, another pullback like this would be good. We don't want to see it necessarily come up like straight like this. You know, we want to see it create structure as it's moving up. Nice, nice. See if this creates like some kind of a support again. Like right here, and then starts to break. Might reduce. See what direction that it wants to go. Right now we got like a inverted, I mean not inverted, sorry, like a potential head and shoulders here. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder. It could just be accumulating to dump because, you know, like the London session has been, as we mentioned, like been dumping in a sense, you know. Like yesterday, how we accumulated for a bit, then all of a sudden, boom. Daily candlestick, flipped. Price just went straight down. We might see something like that happen here. So we gotta wait. We gotta wait and see what direction the market tells us it wants to go. Ooh, man. Asia has been accumulating. I think London is manipulating. I'm waiting for buys. If we just got like a 5-minute closure here below that. Oh, okay. On my broker, it looks like we actually closed below that support. Look on the 1 hour, it seems to grab liquidity. Ah, the 1 hour. Yeah, the 1 hour here. The 1 hour here looks like it. It's got some clean range up towards like 41.55. Can you explain why you took trade today? No, I'm not explaining anything because people are not putting in the work. Before you ask me to explain something, especially if you're in the exclusive, first send me a chart. Just send it to me here in Discord in this chat room. Send me why you think I took that trade based off what you're studying in the WAP database. But I need to see some effort, guys. Like, you can't just be asking questions all the time and then not putting in the work, because I see it. I see the people asking these questions. They don't send charts in. Gotta put in the work, man. Just try and figure it out for yourself. See if you can. If you can, send in a chart and then I'll look at it and I'll tell you, okay, you know, you're pretty close here. I can see you're actually putting in the work. I can see you're trying to like understand the setup. Then I'll tell you why I took the trade. Look on the 1 hour. Oh, yeah. Let me see what other confluences we have here. Besides that 15-minute, don't really have any other SMAs. We will be heading up towards the hourly SMA right here too. But that 50, you see, we're back down below that 5-minute SMA, that 8 SMA. It could hold, like, if this thing distributes, it's gonna have like a very strong push. It's gonna have a huge push, but it's kind of creating like inverted head and shoulders here. You got left shoulder, head, right shoulder. Boom, boom, boom. Volume, confirmation. Man, I low-key understand my teachers now in school. Man, we give our teachers a hard time. It's a tough job teaching people. Bro, you must send a label chart. You sent me a screenshot. You see, this is what I mean. There's literally rules to follow. Nobody puts the work in. Nobody actually looks at the rules that you need to follow. There's literally a chat here that says, let's see, not useful information, chart rules. And in the chart rules, it shows you step by step. Look at this. I went through all this trouble here to make a nice little banner for you. Step 1. This is where you can get the arrows, the text. Step 2. Point the damn arrow to what you think it's going to be. Step 3. Explain what you think you're looking. Like, this is the best way that you can send in a chart. You know, it's a lot more cleaner because you can see exactly, I can see exactly what it is that you're looking at. Because even if you send a picture and then you explain it with text afterwards, I still have to figure out like where exactly it is you're talking about. And you know, it's like, that's what I mean. It's like, come on, guys. It's a little frustrating. And this not just you. This is not just you, the person asking for the analysis. And don't send me a picture, you know, just like label it, you know, see what it is, maybe where it could be at. The setup confirmation, you know, you got the spreadsheet here. You can see what play it is, what setup it is. Got the WAP database. Man, even if you don't want to watch the videos, that's why I have labeled charts, because I know sometimes people don't watch the videos. So that, okay, let me make some label charts for you, so you can just like skim through them, look at the setups, read some quick text and stuff like that. You don't even have to watch the videos. You can just go through the label charts and you can see the setups. Look at the way I explain it in label charts. If you don't want to watch the videos. I feel like I'm in detention right now. Nah, man, it's like frustrating, Angie. Like, you know what people do sometimes? They don't, like, this is not targeted at anyone, but they ask me questions before actually doing something. It's like, you know, it's like you come onto TradingView for the first time and you say like, how do you put the long and short position? You know, you just ask questions before like even like looking through things and stuff. That's the thing that really grinds my gears. Giving out whips today. Bro, like, I'm just trying to trade, man. I'm just trying to catch a move here. There's a whole mentorship group on Discord already. Like, you don't have to wait till the stream. Like, you can send in this post and I'll still look at them even afterwards. Like, even if you don't catch me on the live, there's a group, there's a channel in Discord for the exclusive. You can send me the pictures there, and then like I can even respond to you at any time of the day. You don't have to wait till we're actually looking for a trade. Yeah, all right. I'm just waiting for this thing to start ripping up, you know? It's creating its right shoulder right here. And hopefully we can get, you know, a pretty good day here today. Don't take it personally. Like, if anybody's feelings are hurt, it's not personal. It's not personal towards you. Like, trust me, this is something that you deal with a lot of people. So I try make it as simple as possible. And if I need to streamline something, I always take you guys' recommendations. If we ever need to streamline anything. What are we up right now? 0.44%. Because there's something that's cooking up here. There could be something that's cooking up right here. Boom, boom. Maybe if we can get a support being formed, we can get in a bit sooner. Very tight entries there. I don't want to take that one. I hope it doesn't set up. Oof. Could be setting it up here, chat. We could have a sneaky one. Market might be trying to be sneaky here. Okay, no, it's pulling up again. It's trying to pull a fast one, you know? Because sometimes we get too comfortable with our biases. We forget that our market's setting up already. Then you can easily look back at it in hindsight and say, oh, damn, that was a move. That already happened. But I'm not taking this. It needs to retrace down a bit more, I think. Yeah, so don't worry. Just send me the chart. Send me the chart. I know you want to learn. Just send me the chart of what you think it is based off what you've learned from the consolidation play in the WAP database. Because that's actually how you learn. It's just by doing and then the teacher shows you, right? Typically. You can't just keep asking the question though. Like, you also know why I stopped doing the label charts? Because I did so many of them. And there was no appreciation for that work that I was putting in. So I was like, oh, fuck this then. If no one is putting in work, then I'm also, you know, you guys have enough. Because what I was doing is, it's basically the same thing because a setup's a setup. It's like the same thing I would be doing. If I just kept doing it, it would literally just be the same analysis, but a different market condition. And there's so much already in there. And people are not engaging with that. So it's like, man, why am I even doing this? There's already more than enough. Because even the courses that I took, let me tell you something. They were not like that. All the courses I took, they didn't have label charts. Those are all just videos. So I just had to make sense off the storytelling my mentor was doing. All right, Goldie. Man. All right. So there is potentially another one right over here. Damn, this is a real tricky zone, guys. The way this is setting up. There's a potential sooner break that could be coming in here. don't know if we take this one or still wait for the next one. Let's see, about 66.3. Boom, boom, boom. Because remember, guys, every moment in the market is unique. As candlesticks are printing. You see, we got the SMAs there looking quite nice. Looking quite lovely. Fair and lovely. Let's remove analysis. Yeah, break of these highs. I could be getting stuck in here. So let's see. SMA crossover. Yeah, that would be nice. I saw SMA crossover here too. And like Goldie is just a... This London Open has been quite interesting this week, eh? It could be the gearing up for a nice break. And that's why I want to catch it sooner. Is because if we break now and let's say it's a liquidity grab, at least we're already in. So when you get the push to the liquidity grab by 41.23, we're already at break even. That's why sometimes it's safer to get in a bit sooner. And I just hope it respects that stop loss area there so we don't have to readjust. Where did y'all get your mentors? Walmart. We're not doing when we're tired, we're doing when we're finished. Oh yeah, David Goggins. Straight up. You know, it's when you're tired, that's when it counts. When you keep pushing when you're tired. That's where the growth is. All right, we're coming up here. A nice little SMA. You see how the SMA is holding there? The way SMA is holding. This is a breakout play. Come on, Goldie, you can do it. Damn, you see it's struggling. I feel like there's a sneak attack. It's like the sellers want to plan a little sneak attack over here. They want to fade all these buyers out. That's what it feels like. You see now volumes coming out of nowhere after that little push up here. See how that wick, it took out that high? But don't change your bias just because you see some fast move like that. You still got to stick to your guns. So if you're looking for a buy right now, you're still going to stick with the buy, no matter what. Because if you look at the daily's already calmed down. I feel like we've spent a good amount of time around here. I don't know. It could be good to start moving up to fill this range on the left-hand side. We could see we're still kind of like, you know, wondering when is this bullishness going to be coming back into the market with gold. Gonna adjust this a bit more. The only ingredient missing here is volume. That's literally the only thing missing here is direction. But we typically will get direction when wicks start to get broken in key areas. Come on, Goldie, fly. Setup's looking beautiful. Gonna get that right shoulder here. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder. And then price to continue moving up bullish with the daily trend. Right now we are trending bullish. Come on, gold. Because I don't see sells. And if it sells off, you know, at that point, there's no gonna be a trend on the daily. Maybe it'll start heading down towards 0.20%. Maybe even aim to fill this range on the 5-minute. Because you see how it's accumulating orders here? There's about to be a move. This is a bus stop right now. So it's about to be a move. Maybe it's going to be a bearish move. You got 175 pips below here. Or we can have a bullish continuation. But you see, it's waiting. It's waiting. This is a bus stop. It's getting all the orders in. Buyers and sellers. Buyers and sellers. I kind of like to say like an auction. It's like an auction house. And, you know, you got people like buying and selling, buying and selling. Remember, people trade really differently. So you kind of have to almost strip away what you think you know about markets to sometimes understand or try to understand certain things. Maybe it'll be the same like yesterday. Liquidity grab, fake out, bullish, and waterfall. Gold accumulating orders, yes sir. Exactly. This is what's going on right now. Buyers and sellers. Hey, can I get short? Can I get shorters? Do we see sells 41.12s? Can we get 41.12? We're looking for 41.12. Take profit, or we gotta take profit here. 41.08. Who's looking for buyers? You got any buyers? Maybe put me in the buy. All right, all right. Imagine trading like this. This is how you had to trade back in the days. How do they even do this? I don't. It's just wild. And when they're done, you see all these pieces of paper. They just get left on the ground over there. And then at the end of the day, it just looks like a war zone. You know, the cleaners got to come in and then they're going to start cleaning up all those papers. What a time, huh? What a time to be alive. Nowadays, we're just going to sit here on YouTube and ask buy or sell. Buy or sell, sir. Buy or sell. Damn, Goldie. Still waking up here. Chat, I wanna catch this trade so bad. But if the market doesn't break 41.21, what can you do? It just keeps pushing down. Slowly but surely. Let me see. I see sellers trying to push down, but bulls are holding and controlling. There's order flow divergence pointing more to the buy. Let's see. You are right, but in the 1 minute chart, I can't find consolidation. You can't see it? Extremer. Do the following design on the chart. Yeah. I can see I entered same time. Oh. That's that thing. It's the sellers are not yet completely out of the market. Sure, we had this massive bull run that we had during like pre-London Open, but the sellers are not. They're not strictly out because we've been seeing these sells come in like. I would say you still see the selling pressure a bit pre-London, but we've seen like there were huger moves happening during London. So they're not out completely. I think they're trying to take these lows on the 5. They're not out yet. Remember, trading is a psychology game. So it's like you're kind of trying to read psychology of people as well, and not just only the candlesticks. So when you shift your mindset to that, you're going to start looking at it a bit differently. You're going to start understanding like, you're going to start feeling like a bit more hesitations and all of that stuff, which is kind of difficult to explain or teach. But if you already start looking from a psychological mindset of how trades candles usually tick, I think that's the easiest way to explain like how they're ticking, and you know, they kind of behave slightly differently. You can sense, man. You can sense the sellers are trying to come back. They're not completely done yet, guys. Like, we've just had the biggest freaking daily candlestick on gold in like since, you know, 2021, I think, for a bearish candle. And just, yeah, I mean, like, they're in here. It's just all a matter of like, when are they coming in back? When are they going to be coming back in? See, as a buyer, you have to be very cautious. So I think that's what buyers are feeling. And we're heading towards the end of the year. Yeah, you see breakout. Look at that. It decided to break the lows. See, the sellers are in here. They're literally just conspiring. And that's why it's like we're being very cautious as buyers in the moment against like any sort of sell pressure confirmations. See, they're just conspiring. And this is all like psychology. It's psychology coupled with like technical. So, you know, we have TFX entry confirmations here. Coupled with psychology, I think, you know, you're going to find yourself like getting really good trades. But man, I thought for the London, you know, for this year, I've just been waiting for trending moves. So if we're bullish, I'm looking for buys. If we're bearish, I'm looking for sells. So just like yesterday, guys, don't worry about this. Let it come down. Let the daily reflip. Let it do its thing. We'll catch it on the pullback. Don't have to feel FOMO about this. Man, look at the size of this freaking 1 minute. It's like 100 pips. That's a holy moment. Yep. That's a bus stop. You see, now the orders are being dealt over here with a Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy took some sells. You know, it's so funny. Eddie Murphy was not a trader in this movie. He was just a random guy. And he was like the best trader because he didn't overcomplicate it. Everybody else was like having a hard time. He was sitting with these boomers around the table, but he would have like the most simple approach to markets. And like everybody was like, oh, you heard about this guy? He had no degrees, nothing. It's a beauty, simplicity in markets. A lot of people chase complicated stuff because that's what they think you need to be complicated. So you're going to hear inducements and FVGs and you're going to be like, damn, it sounds pretty smart. My goal has never been to sound smart. It's just been to explain simple ideas. You know, some people, they just gotta sound smart. Like, if you want to sound smart, there's certain ways some people do it, and it's an ego thing. Like, if I wanted to sound smart, I could make some shit up here with some complicated terms. You know, you're just kind of like basically sometimes putting a layer over something that's so simple, just so it sounds a bit smarter. But, you know, at the end of the day, it is what it is. Just an accumulation and breaking out. What movie is that? I need to Google it. I can't remember what it was called. It's an old movie, I think from the 80s. Let's see. Yeah, Trading Places. This is from 1983. That's funny. What is this? Eddie Murphy looking like Dave Chappelle. Kind of like there. Holy moly. Imagine a 16 pip stop loss on this. It's already pushed down 1 to 11 risk to reward. Caught it and held for 46 pips. Oh, nice. Let's go. We got Ricardo in here. I even took a... What is this? Oh, you took a buy when it came down. All right. It's a classic breakout play. This was a bit easier to see. This was a bit more textbook than... You know, it's like you can take the easy ones or you can take the complicated one. Like, I think the complicated ones that definitely requires a bit more like time with the strat, but these are the textbook type of ones, you know, like super easy to see, and a lot of people can see it as well. And you can see it here on the 5-minute too. And, you know, a lot of people are going to be getting involved in some shape or form in this area over here because we can see that something is building up. People trade like so differently, but when markets move like this, it becomes very appetizing. Classic breakout, right? See, and it doesn't always do the liquidity grab as well. Like, it's supposed to break and go in that whatever direction. It doesn't. I think it even came in sooner here. But it doesn't have to, it wouldn't always like do a liquidity grab. You know, sometimes you get that little fake out and then it does this. But typically speaking, it shouldn't do that. Like, if it doesn't want to move up, it shouldn't break these highs. That's why we kind of just let the market direct us in terms of where it's going and what it's breaking. Instead of trying to force the market to go in a direction. You know, it's different. When you're flowing with the river, it's different than when you are fighting against it. You know what I mean? Like, man, there's this one time that I went a water rafting, and the instructor, at some point, you know, you see rocks and everything, and you're like, damn, okay, so, you know, it's quite dangerous. If I jump in this river right now, I might get hit by a rock, you know? But the instructor jumped out the boat. Like, you know, what are you doing? And it's like, oh, it's smooth sailing from here. From this point, it's smooth sailing. There's no rocks. There's nothing. You're just gonna jump in, and the water is gonna take you. It's like, that's kind of what you're trying to do with the trades. You're trying to find that sweet spot where it's like, okay, so now you're in your trade and you're just letting the current now take you, because you know it's now safe. You see, like, imagine this. This is where the rocks are within this area. It's like super dangerous. And then, you know, towards the end of the trip, like, what are you doing? It's like, oh, it's safe. It's smooth sailing now. See, now you're out of that zone. Boom. So I mean, chat, like literally you can find and relate trading to a lot of things that you do in your personal lives. It's just all about a bit of creativity. It doesn't have to be something that's so rigid, like the trading and everything. It doesn't have to be so rigid. You know, with a bit of creativity, with a bit of experience of what you do on a day-to-day basis, you tend to realize the universe is a reflection of a lot of things. It reflects off a lot of things in life. Why not take the sell? Because this year I've been mainly trading gold continuations. Like if we're bullish, I'm looking for a buy. If we're bearish, I'm looking for a sell during the London. Because there's a point where I was just taking the moves this year and I kept getting whipped. It's kind of like more, I think in the middle of the year or something like that. Middle of the year. And I was like, okay, so I started realizing that it was only going in a certain direction. Because this year we've been trending a lot. If you look from January till now, gold has been more of a trending market. So we were always trying to be like on the right side of the trend, especially during the London session hours, because majority of the trades and setups of, you know, most of the time you're coming into London. London is a bit more later in the day. You know, even if you're trading, let's say if you live in Eastern timing, it seems quite early for you, but it's actually kind of later in the day already, especially when a market is trending. Because people are getting keyed in during the Asia time. So that's all, you know, just a precaution. That's all it is. 100%. I was explaining how I trade in F1 analogies the other day. Have you seen those ultra realistic F1 videos on YouTube from, I think there's a new F1 game. Damn, it looks so real. It took me a while to understand that that was not like an actual reality. It looks so sick. Which was the one I was watching? I don't know if I can find it here. Oh, I think this is the one. Is it this one? No, it was another one. Ultra graphics. Ultra realistic. Max Verstappen. Yeah, this also looks real. This looks like, it just looks like the camera is on top of the guy's head. Also the finger movements. Shadows on the gloves. This is so sick. Man, these guys are like fighter jet pilots. Man, they're taking these corners at like 200 kilometers an hour. Imagine the G-force. Like the amount of strength your neck needs to have to sustain this. Because you get tired. You know, you get so tired. If you just do this with like no training, you get so tired, you're probably going to crash into a wall or something. Because you just get tired of doing this over and over again. Man, I love the sound of F1 cars. People say watching F1 in real life sucks though. Because it's super loud and you know, you only see the cars for like maybe a few seconds. Apparently it's just like, just not an enjoyable experience. Rather watch it on a TV. Yeah, this is like flow state because you know at some point you're not even driving the car anymore. You know, the car's like driving itself almost. Because it's like almost like robotic in a sense, right? You just get into a flow state. Because you have to do this over and over and over and over and over. Man, I can imagine, especially like if you're having a really good race and you're in like a really nice flow state, you feel like unstoppable. It's the same thing like in video games. Like sometimes you have these games you play where it's like you're getting all the kills and you're in a flow state. And it just feels unstoppable. It's like everything's in your favor. Pretty sick sport. But people who invest in the sport, they do it as a hobby. Because I don't think it really... It's not like a profitable business. You know, nobody starts F1 and says, oh, I'm going to start a F1 business. It's more of like a just for rich people folk thing. It's like, you know, you got a lot of money, you're into this kind of thing, and, you know, you get sponsorships and all of these things, and you got to win races. If you don't win races, man, that's costing you so much money if you're not winning. So this is just like, it's definitely not just a business. But you know, these ads run up into the hundreds of thousands of dollars, up to the millions, to put, you know, like Tag Heuer or AT&T or Oracle, like these stickers. So expensive sponsorships. Obviously depends on where you put it on the car. Yeah, though that sport relies on sponsors. You're not gonna do that yourself. It's quite impressive to see India have one. Like India had their Formula 1 car too. You heard it here, folks. It costs so much money to not win. Yeah, you gotta win. You got to win. I remember FTX F1 car before collapse. See, price came down like 0.11%. Can you check my buy and advise me what's good or bad about it, please? Let's see. Got a sell over here. I don't see a buy. A bunch of people took sells. There's a trades taken. It's got an analysis. Yeah, there's nothing here. There's no buys. Raven Sam. Oh, here. Oh, this would buy. Man, I have no idea what this is. No idea. I wish I could read your mind. I mean, it worked out. It was a pretty good move. Played out in your favor. Just not sure why you took it. Why did you take that, sir? If it's not like a TFX concept, it's kind of hard for me to even guess why you took that trade. You know, something like this, I can see maybe the guy just waited for a candle here to close below support, and then he took the sell here for some reason, expecting price to continue to move down. So you see, you had a bunch of consolidation here. So this would have been a good opportunity for you to see where to manage your risk. Maybe as we were getting in, you could have been reducing your stop loss. So instead of having your stop loss all the way up here, you could have had your stop down over here. But you see, it played out in your favor eventually. Filled up the range. See that range down towards 40.93 area. Filled up, little accumulation. Break down towards the lows. Beautiful. That range has been mirrored. Risking 0.5% on it, wishing to not break support. Yeah, you gotta label your chart here. What strategy is this? When was this? Was supposed to manage it here, but still held for new 50-minute open. Now that daily looks like my flip. Sell is back in control. Clean range downside in line with bearish. Daily just flipped. Hey, what's Bogdanov doing in here? I found a TFX community Easter egg. Hello? Bogdanov creeping in the channels. Yeah, that buy would have been awesome, chat. I feel like we haven't had a trade yet. Like as stream starts. Those are usually the best setups because you see it and it's so obvious. And all you gotta do is execute. It's the best setups. Hey, Kraken. There will be a dip. Yeah, yes, like yesterday, huh? Buying the dip of the dippity dip. Like this week pretty much has been that. Damn, so much selling pressure. Could we really be out? Could all the smart money guys and big players be out of gold for the rest of the year? Could we see all-time highs again? Because right now we're not seeing confidence from buyers. Yeah, sure. I mean, you know, we have these pullbacks, but we're really seeing more of selling pressure. And this could be just artificial moves just so they can sell more. So you can see who's in charge. Currently trading anger with patience. That's a good trade. We were having all-time highs since past 7 weeks. Yep. Gold rush season is almost done. They're selling their gold to pay their working people. It's been a good year for dealers. We've only got November, December left. Let's read some news. Get out the newspaper. All right. Gold prices recovered despite gold ETF outflow. Right, let's change the page. Let's switch the page over here. Gold prices rise despite investors' caution after this week's sell-off. In early trade, futures in New York are up 1.6%. as a full 41.31 a troy ounce. Earlier in the trade session, gold was down after the largest single day outflow from gold-backed exchange traded funds in 5 months. Let's see another article over here. Gold pauses decline. Gold prices rose to around 41.20. All right, halting a 2-day decline as investors weigh trade developments and geopolitical tensions that lifted the metal safe haven appeal. Reports indicated that the US is considering export restrictions on China involving American-made software. Though President Trump later, he's like, man, we built all their planes. The Americans, we build the Chinese planes. They get all our parts from Boeing. And we do a great job. But if they don't want to play ball, then they're going to have to pay more. Confirmed plans to meet with Chinese President Xi Jinping. Damn, Trump has really been kind of trying to twist this guy's arm this whole year, huh? At the same time, because he's blocked like certain pharmaceuticals into the country, putting these crazy tariffs on China, making threats like he's not going to be supplying them with parts from Boeing anymore to build their planes. But you got to be kind of a gangster to be a president, man. Like, think about how gangster Trump is. He was president twice. You got to be a real gangster to be president. Imagine like the type of people that he deals with on a day-to-day basis. Washington announced fresh sanctions on Russia following reports that the planned Trump-Putin summit was postponed after Moscow rejected a Ukraine ceasefire. Wow, more sanctions on Russia. Expectations that the Federal Reserve will deliver 2 more rate cuts by the year end also support a bullion. See, gold remained about 6% below its recent peak amid profit taking after repeated record highs, marking its steepest weekly loss in over 5 years. That's also what I don't get, because there's so much uncertainty still in the world, especially with these rate cuts we're expecting next week. I feel like this is more to do with conviction that the fact that people are just profit taking more than anything else. Because fundamentally, gold should actually keep moving up. It looks good. The art of the deal, swing hard and walk it back. Twist his arm is putting it lightly. And in China, they got a new ballistic weapon that it's very mobile, and you can put it anywhere in the world, and you can target a lot of countries much easier. And it's supposed to be like, I forgot, I didn't read the full article, but it's a really big bomb. It's a big bomb, and it's a big bomb that you can move around easier, so you can reach certain targets you couldn't before. And they had like a whole parade of that thing, and it was a whole thing. Because some of these countries got very strategic locations. Like America is also strategic in a sense. You can't just hit it from China straight to America. So now it's getting really serious. The art of warfare. If you can target everybody like that. Wait, let me see if I can find it. China. Yeah, I think it's this. Yeah, that's how it looks, something like this. China parade. What new weapons on the show about? China tested a new orbital weapon. It's not much of a surprise. New York Times. There's probably an ad block on this page. Let's just already pause on this site. Oh, gotta create an account. Yeah, but it looks something like this. Intercontinental ballistic missile. War is so expensive. I think it's the most expensive thing countries spend money on is war. Rightfully so. Because you got to be prepared. War and technology. What matters for them is how long it takes to reach Washington. It's just hovering here at the daily open at 40.97. Money for war is not poor. Once you see missiles shooting off their own flares, you realize how complex they are. Yeah. Like invisible missiles. Even the flares thing is a bit outdated, you know. Let's get some invisibility on those things. You don't even see it coming. That's why they say there was this rumor that once when people were trying to discover Antarctica. So you had first British were trying to get there, and you know they had a very hard time trying to get to the South Pole. I think it was one of these Baltic states which actually made it there first, but there's always been a race to Antarctica. Like, you know, the story is about having Nazi camps in Antarctica and all of these stories and stuff. It's also quite a strategic area on the map because, you know, it's covered by one of the most deadly oceans, and it's just super strategic. Like, it's not easy to get there. So if you have a military base there, it could be quite obviously strategic. But now there's a story that there was an octopus there that the Russians found, and this octopus is like a huge octopus. It was in this lake, really deep lake, and the lake is called Deep Lake. They actually called it Deep Lake. It's a deep lake. It's as deep as the width of Chile. Is it Chile? I think something like that. It's so deep. And they say the Russians found like a massive octopus in there, which can transform. It can, you know, much like octopuses do. They're able to like camouflage, but it has some certain abilities that they wanted to learn how to militarize. And it's a rumor that you know, they captured that thing, and you know, they were like studying it and trying to learn how to militarize it. It's not a bad idea. Learn from nature. Yeah, like an octopus missile that goes invisible in the clouds. See, we're moving up again here. We're up 0.30%. See if we can keep going up. Maybe we can come back up here and then they have the same thing happen again. It's not selling off like yesterday. Yesterday was selling crazy. There's a lot of volume to the downside. This today feels a bit different because it's having this U-turn over here. It's going back up. We might see some recovery soon. We just gotta see what kind of day it is. Massive 5-minute no bottom wick, so aggressive, and no top wick. No bottom, no top. Yeah, it's a rare sighting, huh? It's like we're in the wilderness, Ricardo. We're just on the safari car here, and we're like, oh, look at that. It's a rare. What's kind of rare to see? Something rare. It's a rare Tasmanian tiger. This is extinct. There's actually a research lab somewhere that now they're trying to bring back extinct animals like the Tasmanian tiger. I think it went extinct in the 70s or something, 60s, 70s. But they're trying to use that same research to bring back stuff like woolly mammoths and really anything, dinosaurs. The human mind is something else. The shit like we're capable of. If you think about where we've come from and where we are now. Now imagine just imagine a few more 10,000 plus years. Because a modern human is only what, like 7,000 years old? Imagine us and like dinosaurs lived for like 1,000,000 years. Imagine if we lived 1,000,000 years on this planet. Probably saw harnessing energy from the sun. Like with mega structures. We got the sun here, and then we got Elon Musk Starlinks or whatever, just like surrounding the whole, orbiting the whole planet. Literally taking all the energy from it. It's a billionaire ideas. These are the types of ideas people with like Elon Musk level wealth, that's where the mind goes. It's no longer what's possible on Earth. It's like, what can we do out there? The dinosaurs lived, yeah, how much? 160 million. Holy. Those are the real OGs. Yeah, 160 million. Oh, it's slowly creeping up. I'm just waiting. I'm just watching. There's no point doing analysis now when there's no market direction. So we're just waiting a little bit more. Maybe it's gonna creep up here, 0.30%. Start to creep up a bit more. It's like almost like a reversal play because it broke below support and started having like this W pattern. Like it's like a W reversal. Didn't you post your first trades on dinosaurs back? To show you a nice little Easter egg here if you want to see a dinosaur. So we just go all the way back over here. See the trading view, remove it. Oh man. Where's that dinosaur trading view? Ah, there it is. You gotta go on the weekly. See, we got a dinosaur over here. In the beginning, there was gold. And then look at this. This is in 1970. That looks so interesting. You know, they're just like little blocks here. It looked like it went up, but there was not much data. And then we started getting more data here in 1974. When gold was at 1974, $183 a troy ounce. Cute little dino. Cute little dino. It's like it's retesting these previous sellers. So any more news? Gold extends pullback from record high. Third day. What's behind price fall? Let's see. Technical indicators have shown that rally was likely overstretched, with this week's pullback taking some heat out the market. The so-called debasement trade, in which investors avoid sovereign debt and currencies to protect themselves from runaway budget deficits, has been a driver of gold's growth since mid-August. Gold is still up 55% in the year, with prices also supported in recent weeks by bets of Federal Reserve rate cuts. They said at least 1 quarter point cut by the end of the year. After an overstretched rally, gold is behaving like an elastic band that's been pulled too far and is now snapping back hard. Last at the brokerage prices, holding firm above $4,000 mark, point to a technical reset rather than a fundamental shift, with safe haven demand and the debasement trade still very much intact. Yeah, it definitely feels more like that than anything too serious. It just feels like gold needed to cool off a bit, actually. Traders are also watching potential progress in talks between US and China. When are they talking? Is this going to be another Friday event? With Trump and China, you know, they're going to meet on Friday. You're going to hear some news, and then we're going to have market close, but then we're going to have a crazy Monday open. Because even with the 100% tariffs, I think that happened on a Friday or happened on the weekend. That's why I don't like holding trades over the weekend as well. Or just generally, I don't like holding trades, but it's the reason why most people don't hold trades over the weekends. That's why we call it like Freaky Friday. Because you'd expect people to be pulling out or having their last trades in before the weekends, unless you're expecting something. So if you know you're expecting something from Trump in this meeting over here, you could already key in whatever it is you're trying to key in, so you can get in on a good price. Maybe expecting some dollar weakness, gold strength following that meeting. You know, like look throughout the day where it's a good place to get priced in, because usually the market will pull back. You see with like Asia first, it will be harder for you to get in a trade like this and stick in it because the market will pull down. You'll usually try and shake people off before having the real move. You're expecting gold longs throughout the day. So you would still be willing to see something like this profit go back into drawdown, because now you're trading macro news, macro fundamentals. So you kind of approach it differently with a bigger stop loss if you're just looking at it from a news perspective. Want to take up the premium plus mentorship? Not sure where, which broker to trade. Oh, from India. I'm not sure how you all trade in India. You already in a long? I got damn Daniel. Daniel's already in a long. There are possibilities of US government to shut down. They're already shut down. If you go on Forex Factory, you're gonna see it here. I don't know if they have the same banner. See, US government data may be impacted by the shutdown. Forex is banned in India and a lot of Asian countries. Which is wild. Why is Forex banned in India and Asian countries? Isn't it more better for the country to have like a market, like to have their citizen invest in their companies and their local brands and support themselves? Doesn't make sense. You're like Air India. Wouldn't you want to be able to buy Air India stock? Support it. Why does the government do that? The reason why America is such a strong economy is because they have such a strong market, stock market. You know, they got their Silicon Valley and they got all these companies there, and you know, they push for entrepreneurship and, you know, the American dream. So, you know, that's kind of what makes the economy strong. Because they see us gambling, maybe it's the only reason. But they don't they have those what do they call them, like halal accounts? Isn't that what it's called? I think those accounts like you can't hold over the weekend or something like that. Yeah. Trading directly is currency is banned, but we still trade gold in kind of a gray zone. Yeah, it's a massive gray zone because India is also one of the like biggest users of gold, like physical gold. What trade are you looking for? I'm looking for a buy. I'm just waiting for a bit more structure. But there's always ways around those things. Not that I'm promoting anything. We're now in 15-minute, 30-minute, 1-hour resistance. Yeah, we got a, let's see, 15-minute. We just tapped 15 minutes. But look, if we get through 15, at least we have a little bit of clean range above the 15 to keep moving up. You have around 90 pips. 15, 30, 1 hour is like a wick fill. It could have just been an hourly pullback too. You know, it could be just a hourly higher time frames at play. They've got such a strong pullback. If it's pulling back up again, it's a bit strange. Usually when price is moving down, it will just keep pushing down to what we've been seeing. And it's pulled all the way back up here. Just gotta wait. Just gotta sit on your hands and wait for some clarity. See, that's a halal or Islamic account is designed to comply with Sharia law, primarily by eliminating interest-based transactions, swap fees, and prohibiting investments in haram, forbidden industries like alcohol or gambling. Instead of swaps, The problem is, oh nice, we're starting to get some direction again. The problem is the USA is getting weaker by so many tech companies, saying consumers cutting back that none of these young don't know how to read a chart like TXN and other sectors hurting? So I think it's a volume pullback because it tapped on the POC of the Asian session and skyrocketed back up. Volume pullback. Tapped on the POC. Yeah, I mean, it could be. I'm just trying to figure, you know, we're just waiting for when the next bull run's gonna be, because you see, we've already kind of filled this range, but there's still room here. Like, candlesticks could still do something like this. Still fill this area, like really test it out before we start the bull run. You know? Or what if it's already filled and we start it now? It's like a break and a retest. That's kind of what we're waiting to see, is like that overall direction on the market. To say, like, once we start getting daily candlesticks close like this, we might start to see the bull run kick back in again. But until then, you see, this is the first bullish daily candlestick. It's still open from these previous bearish days. So sellers could come in like literally any time. Like, it could be now, it could be New York session. Daily could still close bearish. Yeah, 4K is pretty strong. If anything, we're gonna close. I would say there's a good probability we close above 4K for 2025. Yeah, hopefully the internet doesn't go off again right before we take a trade. The POC volume profile also has confluence of 3-minute and the 5-minute demand zone. Also bought off the 3-minute demand zone for 1-1. Nice. Let's see, you got small help. See it like this and try to level the rest. Yeah, I got the knife catching from their POC. I only bought after I see the movement up. Yeah, fake out liquidity grab. Boom, boom. We could start cooking right here. Now it's like gold has found its spot in the kitchen. It's put down its pan over here now. Let's put its pan down, and you know, now we're gonna start up the flames. We're gonna start up the fire here. And then I think it can start cooking up something, hopefully. Yeah, let's get ready. Let's get our ingredients ready. You know, like when you're making a sauce, you gotta have everything ready. So you're gonna preempt the next moves. Gotta get the basil ready. Let's get the Greek yogurt ready. Some lemon slices. Some garlic. Some Parmesan cheese. Let's just put everything out here on the table. Still needed to come up, create some more structure. Oh, okay, it's coming down. Man. But I think something can definitely still form within this whole region. Because we're starting to get a little bit more structure, correct? We're starting to have a bit more support resistances. Let's kind of start doing something like that. What basically happened right there? It could happen again. You might even be surprised to see another sell-off from this area. So you think like, oh, you missed this trade, and then it came exactly back there and then gave another entry at the break of like 41.08. Careful of the head and shoulders for a sell. Yeah, I could create a head and shoulders. in here like this. And it becomes like a fake out. It creates some nice structure and then sell continuation. Why is it Greek yogurt? Why not American yogurt? Good question. Greek? Why is it Greek yogurt? But why American yogurt? Why not Nigerian yogurt? Why is it called Greek yogurt? It is called... Come over here. It's called Greek yogurt because the first company to introduce it to North America, Faj, was a Greek company that marketed it as Greek yogurt. You know what I love? I love these little black and white cookies. So if you guys are from New York or anywhere, like, you might be more familiar with these. And these black and white cookies. So, man, these things are so nice. But you see, it's like... It's quite a New York thing, like, you know, there's black and white cookies. But the funny thing is, I actually had these in Germany. And they're called in Germany Amerikanen cookies. Americana cookies. Americana. But the funny thing is, the history is actually, it's from, I think it's actually from Germany. It's called Americana. But then the story is, the Jews had taken it to America before bringing it again back to Germany. So the story is. But this is pretty nice. Black and white cookie. But it's funny. It's called Americana. But it's not called Americana because it's from America. There's like stories behind why it's called an Americana. But it has nothing to do with America. But it's mostly synonymous with New York. You'll see it in movies as well. Like if you watch movies and you're watching a movie from, let's say, the Bronx or something like that, you might see scenes where they're like eating these things. Or they talk about it. I've never seen those cookies before. Oh, pretty good. Those are goated. Out of all the things in the bakery there in Germany, and you know they have like a really nice bakery, I kind of like that one. It's simple, but you know, it's just something about it. The Bronx. The projects. Why is it called the projects? What are they? To have a project, you have to be studying something. You know why they call it the projects in New York? What are they studying? Impact, how drugs and weapons influence people. Man, it's crazy. Latin America is wild. They actually have laws where it's like they got a mutual combat law where it's if you ever get into a gunfight and you end up in the hospital, the first thing they do is handcuff you. They handcuff you to the bed. That's the first thing they do before they start to take care of you. And then the police are gonna come and they're gonna swab your hands for gunpowder residue. And if it's only you who had the gunpowder residue, then you get charged, right? But if you and the other guy had gunpowder residue, then they have this thing called the mutual firearm thing where it's just like you're basically allowed to fight it out somehow. It's so weird. You wouldn't be charged as severely. Because it's like, yeah, we got guns and yeah, guys fight. It is what it is. Mutual combat. Fair play deathmatch. Yeah. It's the most cowardly thing ever, like fighting with weapons like that. It's not uncommon for people to be shot there. You know, like people get shot like it's normal. The problem with getting shot is you can't shoot without the intent to kill. Even if you own a firearm, there's nowhere you can shoot somebody without the intent to kill. You know, it's not like you're just gonna shoot his leg or something like that. You can like easily hit an artery, or that's how like shooting is like, you don't shoot unless you are planning on destroying that thing that you're aiming at. Because I think a lot of people think they can get away with like just shooting someone in the arm or something like that. What happened to good old-fashioned straighteners, eh? Gold is setting up, but looks like head and shoulders for a sell. Yeah. It's setting something up. I said, you know, it's cooking. It's definitely cooking again here. Miracle. Should replace the guns with paintballs. Paintballs still hurt. Get shot by a paintball, it's not fun. To get proper bruising. I think we could have like a setup happen over here. Paintballs hurt so much that people don't typically like to play paintball. So they invented a new sport. I think it's called gel ball or something. So it's like gel. Instead of using like the same force, it's not as painful as a paintball. But it's still pretty strong if you're close. Alright, so it looks like we might be setting something up here soon. It's coming down. I think if we break these highs, if we re-break these highs, we might see a continuation. Because you see, we're just giving the market enough time that if it doesn't want to move up, it's not going to move up. It shouldn't break these highs. You know, it's like a timing thing. It's like, okay, if it wants to move down, we've given it enough time for it to have a continuation wherever it wants to. I don't want this candlestick to flip bullish though. I prefer if it closes first bearish. You don't want to know what paintballs taste like? Paint? You don't want to know what a nuclear bomb tastes like. You know the guy who was flying the what's called the B-10 bomber? The guy who dropped the bomb on Hiroshima. He was telling how it was to drop that bomb. You usually have like 40 seconds to get out of that general region. Even at that altitude, he still felt a shock, like 2 G's shock. Even all the way up there, he still felt that shock. And not only did he feel the shock, but he could taste metal in his mouth. That's how insane the radiation is from an atomic bomb. Hey, imagine all the way up there. You feel a 2G shock and you taste metal. Like you're sucking on metal. That's how much radiation there was. It's selling. Let's see if it creates a support. Tastes like pennies. Is it true Trump administration in talks to take equity stakes in quantum computing firms? Yes. Yeah, quantum computing is like it's much more powerful than any nuclear bomb, quantum computing, because you can kind of like there will be no more privacy once quantum computing has been fully achieved, like their goals. They'll be able to encrypt anything like at a very fast pace. So there'll be no more privacy, no more passwords. And imagine the kind of power you're going to have to all nuclear sites at that point. You don't need nuclear weapons. You're going to have access to all of them. So quantum computing is definitely like the next yeah, it's the next thing. And it just keeps coming down. Alright, be right back, chat. Why you keep looking at the same chart? Because we're waiting for an entry on gold. He's like, GJ just had a breakout. GJ is up like 0.38. Just had a breakout here though. How big are the moves on GJ? Oh, it's 6 pips. No. GJ is the shittiest pair. Imagine such a move like this. It's only like 6 pips. Sellers are really coming in. My broker looks so weird as well. This whole area looks really sketchy. Actually, on my broker is a bearish doji. And we got a gap over here. This candlestick closed with no bottom wick. Created a gap. We just got a shotgun play. Candles closed below support. Looks like a pullback. Rebroke the lows. To try and fill this range on the downside. If it keeps moving down, that's what's going to be looking at around like 40.94. Gotta get through that 50 SMA. Got the 8 SMA in confluence. Breaking below the 15. Oh, but it's got the 30 as well. So you can expect some speed bumps. Just rejecting off the hourly resistance points. Guess that's a nice confluence for a 5-minute shotgun to the downside. Definitely took my profit 4 minutes ago. Since I stopped trading GJ, my journey is a whole better. GJ gave me a lot of losses. It's a slow pair. That man has so many kills on his name. Yeah, I got a nice little 70,000 kill death ratio on that one. 70,000 kill streak. 70,000 plus. Let's not forget about the people who died from radiation. Paintball isn't that bad. Oh, wait, look at this, like volume started to come in all of a sudden here. But it kind of messed up the setup that I was looking for previously. Because it came down, created a new lower low. Paintball ain't that bad. When my team lost, we had to stand in a line and the other team got to empty a clip on our back. Holy. And look at this volatility here. You know, although we're looking for buys, I'm not gonna lie, I don't feel so confident about the buys. Especially with the markets moving, and it's gonna be behaving like this. You think it's taking out the sellers from the head and shoulders? Yeah, it looks like there was kind of an aggressive reaction off of the break of this structure where it actually had clean range to move down. It looks like that's a wick. Death wick. Looking for SLs. Came so close to the structure here. Did it even break it? Nah, it's pretty close. What do you guys think gold is going to do here? Is it going to sell off or continue moving bullish? Because we're forming a point A again. So remember, just like what we had here, it's kind of moving, but it's not the cleanest. Not as clean as this was. It's still creating that structure. What do y'all think? Buy or sell? Bullish? Illis? It's got a liquidity grab below. What is up with these no wicks today? No hourly bottom wick? Oh, damn. We got 10 minutes as well for hourly close. It would be much better if this hourly close first, if we're looking for buys too. It's got that nice little kiss of death over there, underneath the candlestick. Got sells, but still need. I still think I'll keep the gains. 1 hour still has good range for buys. Sell off due to the amount of sellers. If you draw from volume profile from the previous low and high, you will see tapped into a low end value area. That confirms that rejection, which confirms bullish bias. Look at the way after that liquidity grab high, it's skyrocketing up now. Yeah, I'm gonna wait. There's nothing here that looked pretty good. Maybe you could get away with it, but... yeah. Maybe wait and see what the structure is gonna be like here. Yeah, the best thing would be if that hourly could just close. Holy. See guys, that's why I said leave your votes in, because we're just about to have the move. It's supposed to be within this region here. I really wanna, like, if this thing could just hang out here for 10 more minutes, I think that would be much better. 10 more minutes. Just wait for that hourly close, because that hourly candle, it's a lot harder for it to move up at this point. If you look at the way it's set up. Look at the way the hourly is set up, man, with no bottom wick as well. Right here at that resistance. At 5 minutes retesting. SMA here on the 5. And that 8. Oh man, we got some serious resistance points here on the 5 minute get through as well. 15 minutes a bit more clear. It's just in the region where there's a lot of like these pullbacks happening. See multiple pullbacks. I think like timing would be the key for this move. Get a better chance of the new hourly. Because that new hourly opens. See how this candle here closes? See, close above a resistance. We can look for a wick fill. Get a wick fill over here, and you know, maybe price can start heading on to like 41.55. Got a little bit of space until that 8 SMA as well. Nagasaki, Hiroshima. T minus 7 minutes. till new hourly open. Who's been to Tokyo? Crazy city. Definitely on the goal bucket list. Go ahead and have some OG matcha. There is still resistance to the left, brother. Yes. But this is a tank. Over here. I think we can get through it. Check out volume profile. I'm sure you'll find value in it. It could even replace your fib. That's not what the fib is, though. Fib is something else. Volume, I read volume from candlesticks. I don't need no tricycles. You can see the candles. Look at this. There's no volume, but you know volume is building up here. Same way as this. There was no volume, but you knew volume was building up here for this move. These are the moves for me a bit more random. Like if you're talking about volume profile in terms of point of control over here, so you can get a reaction like this. This for me is more random. These are like V-shaped reversals and it's like the move already happens and you know, it doesn't look as something that's easier to replicate than just waiting for price to set up, such as how it's set up here or how it's set up here. Don't you agree? Wouldn't you feel like this is more random? But you know, everybody trades a bit differently, so. Where your buy is sitting. Oh, where the buy is sitting at the level there is resistance to the left. And you know, when you start using like indicators, that also sometimes scares you out of certain trades. So even if you want to take a buy, that volume can tell you there's a sell pressure over there. But what about like on days where, you know, like price just moves up like this? And then that indicator just keeps telling you there's like some kind of a sell pressure here. Like sell pressure here. You know, it can kind of sometimes hold you back from taking trades, especially on days where it's like kind of moving in a certain direction. Looking to see this break from the resistance for buys to 150, 160. I want to see this hourly close before anything. Oh, I hope it doesn't break soon. We're rolling in, squad. We're rolling in. Getting in the bunker. Oh, please don't break soon. Again. Got about like 2 more minutes. Just getting this thing ready. Aiming the cannon at 41.19. Looks like our soldiers are retreating. Still gotta wait for that hourly, I tell you. Let's bait them in. Let's bait them in, buyers. Let's bait them in. Let's bring them to us. Sometimes you gotta retreat so they can attack. Then you gotta shoot forth. You think we're gonna dump? Get out the tank, soldier. If you think we're gonna dump. Because this tank is going one way. Tell my wife I love her, Ryan, if I don't make it back. Alright, let me see. Does the consolidation even look good enough? The thing is, it's I think it looks decent enough. That double top could look a little bit fresher. But it's definitely at a point A. See from here to here. Alright, we just got the new hourly open, guys. Please create that bottom wick. I got a tiny bottom wick on my broker. There's no bottom wick here though. Man, it would have been much nicer. But it also depends on how these 1 minute candles start closing now. Holy. 8 SMA is catching up quite quick too. On the hourly. Let's see how much space we have from here to here. Well, like only 14 pips. Damn, can we get a bottom wick at least? Chat, I'm not taking this to no bottom wick at least. It's kind of weird. This previous candle also didn't have a bottom wick, but it just ripped up. Can we get the break? Oh man. Alright, so candle. This is the next candle. This is probably the one that pushes through it. But I'm not gonna take it. I feel like it would be much better if we had like a bottom wick form first. 15-minute, 30-minute, 1 hour close above resistance. Okay, thank you for yeah, thanks for the heads up. We close above resistance, 30, 15. That all looks good. It all looks good. The only thing that doesn't look good is how it's moved there without that bottom wick. Because I don't want to see, like, it could still rip up, trigger that in, and then come down, and then still rip up a little bit more clean. You know, we'd rather see, okay, there's a bottom wick that's been formed. It's an hourly bottom wick. Really got to get through that 1 hour SMA after like a 14 pip push. Well, all the other SMAs are in our favor in Confluence. 30-minute looks good. 15. 5-minute. Yeah, the more it rejects this area, the better. So we can really see the true intentions. Like if it wants to move up or wants to move down. This is perfect. It mustn't rush. It's a very delicate situation. Where gold is sitting right now, very delicate situation. So the less it rushes, the better. Because we only got one shot at this. Buyers. Now the buyers only got one shot at this thing. I've been hanging out here for like about an hour, maybe longer. Yeah, that's right. Come down again. I gather as much ammo as possible before breaking 41.19. I also feel the breakout, but man, preserving daily gains here. Go for it. I'm definitely, whatever happens, still gonna manage properly. Tetra, how are you able to outperform markets? How did you make your strategy? I think if you're new to the stream, just, tune in for a quarter. And if you find value, then you can start paper trading it, back testing it yourself. Just watch how we trade for a while, understand the concepts, and then look at the markets for yourself and then see what's possible with the way that we trade. That's the best thing I can tell you. So don't take my word for it. Just understand the concepts and then you do the backtesting for yourself. Market is bearish. Yeah, and by the way, unlike most traders, I take a lot of freaking trades. I don't know who you're watching, but I take a lot of trades in a month. My average amount of trades that I take could be about 25 to 40. I had 1 month I did 50 trades. But I'm just sticking to 1 to 3 trades each day and managing my risk. So if I'm having a really bad month or bad day, I take less trades. So man, this year has been an incredible year, especially with the way gold has been behaving. I end up getting one winning trade, another winning trade, and it pushes me more towards taking my 3rd trade. So at the end of the month, that really adds up. Whereas other months, which are a bit slower, maybe you do 13%, something of the sort. It's like maybe you're having more losing trades. Like you get one big loss and you try again, just call it a day. Or if you have one big loss, you just call it a day. So there's less activity from your part. So it really depends on the market. I don't know how each month is going to go. If we get setups, we get setups. If we don't, we don't. Think about people who bought gold. People who doubled down on gold this year. They're all pretty nice. I don't trade gold, I follow it. Yeah, exactly. Just trying to follow gold. Because the market wouldn't really know. It's like, it's just trying to follow with confirmation, If we break these highs, then should be off to the races. It's more like, exactly, it's more like following, because gold will move. The market will move with or without market participants. That's what I believe, because I've seen the market have really artificial type of moves. I believe the market can still move with or without participants, but it needs those participants. Maybe we won't keep it up for too long, but it can technically do it. So we're just trying to follow it. So if price is already thinking, the market could already be thinking right now it's heading towards 41.25, correct? It could know this. We just don't know it yet. It's already telling you hey, I'm moving here. That's why when institutions have psychological marks in the market, they'll get to those marks. Nothing will stand in the way of the banks and everything to get to those points. All right, looks like we might get the break here. I hope we get a strong volume. We've rejected that area 1, 2, 3 times. This might be the candle that triggers it. All right, guys. So I just got in, now expecting volume. If you don't get a volume push, of course, we're going to be looking at managing. Come on, Goldie, fly.
Spartans! What is your profession?
Alright, guys, I'm putting my stop loss to break even here. Come on, can we just get a clean follow through? Don't take me out. Oh, man. It took me out over here. It took me out. I break even. Damn. See, that's what I'm being cautious about because I know these sellers in the market. It's all a psychology game trading. I tell you guys, I promise you. It's all psychology. So we had the buyers come in. We saw about 20 pips, so 19 pips. And then a price pull down. So that's why I got our BE. Yeah, I saw about like 18 pips. If I had a 16 pip stop loss, that would have been TP though. But yeah, that's it. That's it. I gave it a shot. Looks like these sellers aren't playing ball here today. You got to be very cautious about these sellers, guys. Let me tell you something. They're not entirely out of the market yet. We're just trying to catch a point A. That was looking pretty good though. Could have seen it skyrocket from that point. Yeah, but they don't got me. See, I'm like a rabbit, man. The moment I sense danger, I'm back in my hole. You gotta be like a rabbit in trading, guys. You gotta understand your system. A lot of you maybe joined the stream for the first time. You're holding drawdown, letting your stop losses hit. It's because you don't understand the system. You don't understand the psychology behind how we take these trades. Market conditions aren't clean at the moment. Yep, there's a dump. I made it back, Ryan. But, you know, we got some fallen soldiers out there. Ryan stayed behind. He was like, nope. It's like in Battlefield. You know, in Battlefield, when the tank is about to explode, then you jump out. That's exactly what this is. You're going to use the tank until it's about to explode, then you jump out. Then you get your teammates, sometimes they stay back in because they're not as aware of the surroundings. Then they get exploded in the tank. Yeah, but anyway. Try to give it a shot, guys. If you manage to secure something, if you're scalping, you know, I think it's pretty nice. Actually, from that wick, it's like 20. With a bit of spread, maybe like 18, 19. So it's nasty, this move. Yesterday the same. Yeah, exactly. It's like a repeatable pattern. That's the thing. It's like sometimes the market will just end up repeating something over and over again. So you got to be very aware of what the market conditions currently like. Because see, right here, it's very difficult to make, for anybody to make a trade from, let's say from 4 a.m. Right now, it's about like 5:12. So just about an hour, a few minutes. It's been a very difficult like trench. Trying to get through those trenches here. Was it the same time yesterday too? No, yesterday came in a bit sooner, didn't it? Yesterday was at 3:48. This was at 5:08. This should actually even say break even, but you know, whatever. It's like small loss anyway. It's like these buyers, we're just not yet in that buying momentum as we're kind of used to. Maybe we'll skyrocket the next push. You can definitely see that little fakey here. Maybe it skyrockets the next push, but it shouldn't. It should have already moved. That should have been the candlestick right over here that made the breakout. You see how good that looks like this? And then you're visualizing what you want to see next. Like this. Trading's not easy, chat. I don't know who lied to people trading is easy. You're gonna have to put the work in, deal with psychology, deal with situations like this. This is what makes you, this is what builds your character. So it's not as difficult once you start doing it over and over again. It's really still stress-free. See, maybe it hangs around here until pre-New York time. That hourly was so fresh. We had the bottom wick already, re-break of the highs. Still holding from my 40.95. Fucking whip. Don't know why you buying sells all day long. So what are you gonna say if it skyrockets up here 100 pips? What are you gonna say then? I'll just say things with a grain of salt. Like this morning, I thought we're going to continue selling, right? And then all of a sudden, boom, candlestick all went all the way up over here. On Monday, I thought we were gonna be buying, and then boom, candlestick went all the way down. See, the same thing like you. Now you think it's gonna be sells all day, then boom, candle goes all the way back up. At the end of the day, the market humbles everybody. It makes everybody equal. So, you know, there's no competition here. We're all just doing our thing. We're all just trying to catch some pips in the market. The true enemy is not me. It's the market. We all have a shared enemy here. Could have been trying to shake off the buyers too before the move up. Because you always got all those candlesticks here closed, like the 30-minute closure above here. We already got the bottom wick on the 30s. A little clean range over here as well. Hourly closed above resistance, pulled back before we started breaking the highs. Clean range on the left-hand side. It could have been just trying to shake out people. Oh yeah, we had that 8 SMA. That's also something we pointed out. It was about like 14 pips away. It was like 14 clicks away, you know? 14 clicks away. So that's what the thing we were cautious about, because on the higher time frame you got that 8 SMA, something like this. It's even a little bit closer like this. It's like 14 clicks away. So we had to be cautious about that. That's like when a Taliban has a rocket and you're moving in with a tank, you gotta be like, we got a guy with a rocket there 14 clicks away. So you gotta be cautious of that guy. Anti-tank missiles. And trust me, like trading is so enjoyable once you get to a certain point of just repeating a certain strategy. Correct? So maybe it seems a bit weird the way I'm explaining things, but you get to a certain point where it's like, it's a lot more enjoyable, because I get like a lot of people trying to grind and understand fully what's going on. But that's kind of like what's going on, because it's a lot of psychological warfare. We can do the technical analysis, but it's not as in-depth as psychology part of trading, the technical, because this is just basically an accumulation breakout that we're waiting for volume to come and kick in with those confluences that we saw, the 30 and the 1 hour and all these closes that we had on all time frames. Maybe not the 15-minute, the 5-minute, but the 15-minute, 30 and 1 hour to keep filling up the ranges. And we just use the accumulation as a point of support to keep pushing up. And you see, in the end, it's like the market is either going to give it to you easy or it's going to try and shake you out. But your job is just to be consistent. Consistent, and manage risk. Fake out and bam, rocket.
Bomboca!
You can sense, like, this is the thing. The sellers know they're in here. So when you see a buy confirmation, you see that's why we even have reactions like this. Because it's not only me, chat. Like, from the way I trade and from the experience I've had in the market, the entries that I take are pretty high confluence areas. Where it's like you're expecting big pushes. So a lot of people are getting in those zones. So the market knows this as well. So you also got those counter enemies come in like this. And they know they're selling pressure. They know this. So, you know, when you have a move that's a buy and you see something start to go like this, they're more willing to go against you. Because sellers are not completely out yet. But, you know, you have to give your trade a shot. Why not take a second trade? Because the first one should have played out. It's kind of like, you know, all right, so I always kind of got to relate it to like something else. So when you're playing Battlefield, for example, and you walk into a room and you know there's a pretty experienced trader over there, or like pretty experienced gamer. Let's say if this is point A, objective A, but you know objective B is a lot safer. If I try objective A, and I know there's a pretty solid, you know, there's a guy there who has like a good positioning, and I die and I respawn, I'm not going to go back to A. You know, I'll just rather go to objective B. I'm going to try fight a different fight. Because I'll waste time here in the game. In this, I'll waste time just trying to fight one experienced guy when I could be racking up points and dealing with the less experienced traders at point B. So why would I waste that time trying to prove something to point A? You know, a lot of the times when I play games and I do that, I kind of like waste so much time and a lot of chance for points. It's like an ego thing. You know, sometimes we get into these ego battles when we play online and we're like, damn, now we got to show that guy who's boss. And we kind of like forget the objective. Be an objective player. I'm an objective player. If this objective is not working out, maybe they got a lot more soldiers at point A, I'm going to just go to point B. Until my team can come around from point B and we can work as a team to go back to point A, to take point A. Because these guys are always going to have an objective and we're also going to have an objective. And we're just trying to see who can have the most objectives. Right? But we got to work as a team. So I'm not going to be fighting this too much. Hello, Battlefield. You see, like, look at this. You see, it's these guys who keep going to point A. They keep trying to fight point A. They see they're fighting, like, you can already see the fight here is not a good fight. You're looking for buys. The market isn't the enemy, but your enemy from yourself. Yeah, exactly. It's always yourself. People try and blame other people, especially in trading. You always try to put the blame on somebody else. But if you were the one who took the drawdown, are you really gonna blame me that you took a buy here and it didn't play out and you went into drawdown? How is that my fault? I'm still at break even. I'm just trading. You gotta take responsibility. You gotta take accountability. I like the easy trades. The ones that don't give me a hard time. We got the lock nest monster pattern right now. Yep. These swings are looking quite nasty, right? Here and here. Even took out the sellers. It'll break below structure. I think maybe it's just topping out buyers mainly. And then you see the market then baits you back in. It baits you back in and then it does the opposite again. It's all psychology. Because, man, the moment you make that shift from looking at candles, like just candles and actual psychology, that's when you're trading. Your real trading journey begins. Because as a new trader, what you're looking at more is structure. You're trying to figure out in terms of structure. Maybe you try to figure out in terms of point of controls and using like all these indicators and stuff. You're still trying to figure it out. There's nothing to figure out here. when you have like a child, are you trying to figure your child out? You're not really trying to figure them out. You're just trying to understand them, right? It's like, you know, having children doesn't come with a manual book. Trading doesn't come with a manual book either. You're just trying to understand through, you know, certain things like behavior, etc. It's like the same thing here. It's looking to drag everyone to the deep waters. Yeah, it's looking to drag them down to that lake in Antarctica. Deep lake. Dude, this thing could be going deep anytime, you know? Like, if it starts faking out a lot like this, at some point, you might just see that bearishness just come in all at once. Like what we've been seeing this week. And you see candlesticks just completely bleed off. Because right now, nothing is happening. Right now, it is calm. It's still the calm before the storm. Just a few casualties here and there. But the real move hasn't yet happened. What if I took the pullback for the next move? We still bullish? Just because we're up 0.50 doesn't mean anything. That could easily flip in the next... Literally in the next 10 minutes, you could already see that daily become a doji or maybe even bearish. In the next like 10-20 minutes. It doesn't mean anything right now anymore. It only meant something when we were getting in, but market conditions change. See, it's not the same market. Like when we were planning on getting in here, it's no longer the same market and market conditions and psychology as it is right now. That's completely shifted. A lot of people don't find it very difficult to understand this concept. You know, because when we start to trade, we always have like these strategies where it's like we're waiting for price to either come to a trend line, right? Or some resistance or something to move in that direction. So it's harder to think of markets as unique in any given moment because we think like a system can just remain profitable as long as the market just comes there. I mean, a system can remain just the same if you have like a trend line like this. So it's just the same. It doesn't matter what it's doing here, just as long as it comes and you take a buy. What's your confirmation by any chance? Oh, I think there's something else. There's no confirmation for me here. So like liquidity grab. Yeah, it took out the buyers. Do I only trade gold? Yep. I really hope a big dump will come. We need direction. That's all that's missing. It's the only ingredient that's missing right now is direction. You see, it's not going anywhere. And Freaky Friday, maybe it'll give another all-time high. It's like struggling to push through these levels. See what fundamentals do we have. Core CPI tomorrow. But we might not even get this because of the government shutdown. US government shutdown. It's like slowly trickling up. It looks cleaner on the higher time frame. The intraday time frames are super choppy, especially the 5-minute. You got all this resistance here. This guy, nice little 8 SMA holding it. Shaking on LTF and moving up. Yeah, exactly. And there's no news. We also have no macro news recently that's come out. Market's kind of quiet. Let's see our currency strength meter. Dollar is neutral. Neutral dollar, neutral gold. T minus 6 days till FOMC. We should be getting a nice rate cut here. 96.7%. Should see some fireworks next week. It's gonna be next week, Wednesday. We need that hourly SMA crossover. It's going to fly always. Happens on the HDF. It's breaking above that 8 SMA. That crossover will take maybe a couple more hourly closes. Hey, it could skyrocket, man. This could be the start. Get through, especially if we get through this hourly resistance over here. Get this smooth sailing. Smooth sailing on price. Maybe we start moving up there on the daily. Back to the all-time highs. Or roughly, you know. This is it. We're just in the initial stages. Maybe market's just trying to shake people out. As it heads towards 41.56. You know, we can just speculate for now because we can't do much. The market does what it does at the end of the day, right? That's a lot of speculating. The only time you want to avoid as much speculation as possible is right before you execute on a trade. It is also the end of the 90-year monetary system. Small little accumulation here. Yeah, 41.56 is the key point to me. Above that we fly, but I'm thinking of trading a very small portion up to that level. Look at the sellers trying to come back in again. Let's try to drop this candle here like 38 pips. This tank is moving. It's still moving in that direction, but it's moving with all these sirens going off. Like it's heavily damaged, the tank. From this area, but it's still pushing on somehow. This is gonna explode. All you need is just one more good shot on it. One more good shot. Gonna see the huge bearish candle roll in. Maybe he's trying to get to a safe zone. It's not looking pretty though. 5-minute resistance areas here. Majority of that 15 range has been mopped up already. More than 65% of the range has been mopped up from here. If it's breaking above 41.30, it will go to hourly highs for sure. That is like Wickfill, right? The only thing that makes sense is honestly the 1 hour now. In terms of space and room to continue moving up. It's abandoning that bully SMA. You know how the SMA is bullying it. I'll try again later maybe. Not now. Because right now it's clearly just there's nothing. It's just the tank on its last legs here. You see, here we go. Tank's about to explode. Tank is moving slowly, but damn. Just waiting for this thing to blow up. Price to move down. Because at least if it blows up, we can get a new tank in. If the buyers want to keep trying to move price up, you know, let it push down, let it retrace, let it cool off. And then we can try again later. At least you try again within like proper PA. So kind of move away from this trickle and start to create some new price action. Rest in peace. Rest in peace, buyers. See what happens. The tank needs an engineer with a blowtorch. Yes. Oh yeah, that's true. It's not over yet. Ah, finally. Got some news. Gold can reach 4,700 UBS. So gold prices rose. What is like 4,700? Gold prices rose again on Thursday after recording an all-time high. Yeah, today so far has been kind of bullish, right? For the most part. After a 56% rally this year that pushed gold to record 4381, we continue to view gold as an effective portfolio diversifier with further gains towards our upside case. Looking at 4,700. Sheesh. Could we release the all-time highs again? With gold's relative strength index signaling overbought conditions and the absence of positioning data from the Commodities Futures Trading Commission. Historically, sustained reversals in gold rallies have often been triggered by a switch in Fed policy. However, the US central bank remains on track to cut rates further. Global exchange traded funds attracted 17 billion in inflows last month, largest monthly addition on record. The Russian Ministry of Finance and the central bank have agreed to legalize payments in crypto for foreign trade. There's all these sanctions going on. Russia could use some help. Russia going to solve some of the economic problems with this? Because, you know, in Russia, you can't even buy anything. Like, I don't think you can buy anything much of things. You can't use, like, Russian bank accounts to purchase things online. So definitely, like, shifting over to cryptos as well is quite good for them. Well, you know, for some reason, you never think Russia is really... They don't really care about these sanctions. They're clearly liaising with China and North Korea. So, you know, for them, it's just like... Oh, you got this guy, Trump, who still maybe thinks things are just the way they used to be, but, you know, they're getting a shift of world power here. What's your take on GJ? GJ seems to be filling up the range. It tried to fill some of this gap over here. It didn't manage. Right now it's heading up towards like 204.554. Or 204.554, yeah. That's where it's heading on the daily. So I think we might see more bullishness on GJ. For like, today was already Thursday, Friday. See, there's a bit of a bull run happening currently from the Asia session. This would be beautiful on gold right now for buys. Because you're getting a bit of direction, get a buy confirmation, and just see the continuation. Man, if we had this price action on gold, it would be awesome. You know, like accumulation breakout over here. And then price continue to move up. I'm just waiting for gold, guys. Couldn't help myself, but that was the only 0.01 for fun. Just gotta scratch the itch. What a push.
Why are you running?
Dump incoming. It really struggled to move up. It tried quite nice there. That liquidity grab on the 5. Then it had the short-term move. Here. Boom. I'd buy here right now, but I'm not trading today. I wouldn't buy it when it's selling. But yeah, I guess yeah. This thing right now, it's just melt. See on the 5-minute. You got support. And another support. I guess this is what it's really looking for. So if you're looking for sell continuations, you'd want to see price break and close below like 41.10 over here. 41.10, and then to continue to push down and fill up this range. About like 141 pips. Finally the dump. Time to roast the buyers. That would be the key level. Oh, a nice little sniper entry. When I think of Russia, I see soldiers and vodka. Vodku. Ja, lublю пить водку. Я тебя люблю. Александр, я не понимаю, как читать этого. Я только знаю, как говорить, но читать я не могу. Это очень трудно. I can still see this great push through 41.55. Can I borrow your whip? Some lemmings need to get their shit in order. They're asking me dumb questions in the office. I told them Monday the answers. Hey, that's comes with the job. Gotta deal with all the dumb questions. Patience. Я очень люблю наш язык. Eto de... What's that? Ty что, русский? Да, я чуть-чуть русский. Вот так я понимаю. Если ты вот так будешь писать, я понимаю. Yesterday, people trade like 5 trades, 5W, a bit FOMO of not taking them. Vladimir Vic. Yeah, chat. You gotta see what this talk with Trump and President Xi Jinping is gonna be bringing for the markets here. Let's see if it's already scheduled. Do we see Trump? No, it's not scheduled. It might be on the weekend. Maybe it hasn't made its way to the forex factory. Oh, daylight savings time shift. Oh, right. It's October. We're having daylight savings shift. So what is this? That means stream is gonna start 1 hour later. A London Open will be pushed back an hour, I think. So instead of 3 a.m. Eastern, it's gonna be 4 a.m. Eastern. When we're expecting volume to come in. Look at this. This is gonna be on Saturday. So maybe on Monday we're gonna start stream an hour later. As we wrap up the year. And it's gonna be like that up until March? I'm not sure. Stream gonna be the same 9 a.m. Europe time, right? It's gonna be pushed from where it is now. When you join, it's gonna be 1 hour ahead. So you said 9 a.m. Europe time. That would be actually 10. It'll become 10 a.m. Europe time. March 31st. Yeah, up until March 31st. Okay, so this is last week, guys. Last week we're getting 3 a.m. pushes. So London Open 9 a.m. Amsterdam time instead of 8 a.m. Yep. Exactly. Nice. Monday streams always start 30 minutes before my meeting ends, and time doesn't change here, so I'll have more. Oh, nice. Wicks and dips. No whips, straight pips. Alright, guys. So I will see you all tomorrow then. Tomorrow still. And yeah, I don't know. I might take another trade, but we'll see how this actually gears up over here. But this is a key level. If price dips below like 41.10, this thing's off to the races. It's going to be coming down here towards like 40.94. It's 141 pip range. But you see it's accumulating right now. It's trying to break some highs, maybe potentially continue to move up bullish. Yeah, so GG chat. See you all tomorrow. Adios.
No time for this slip, homie. Now we bout to dip.